Hello, my name is Dino the Dinosaur. As you can tell, I'm a dinosaur. Yeah. Dinosaurs have these little things on their heads here, see? Okay, today my video is about bunny rabbits. And, being a pet owner and caretaker of a bunny rabbit. Now, let me just say that bunny rabbits make great pets. They really do. They're very intelligent. They're very lovable. And believe it or not, it doesn't take a whole lot of work to take care of one or two of them. But there are some things to know. You really need to know to properly care for rabbits, and they do have certain needs that people have to know about, and certain things you need to watch out for. For instance, rabbits do not do well in the heat. When it's real hot, they don't like that at all. In fact, they could die if it gets too hot. Whereas you and me could handle maybe an outside temperature of maybe 85 or so. 85 for a bunny rabbit is very, very hot. They're not very happy with that. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You want to keep your bunny rabbits very, very cool. They can actually survive when it gets very, very cold, down to a few degrees. But in general, I found that bunny rabbits are kind of most comfortable around, I'd say about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. So that gives you an idea. Probably a little cooler than most homes would be inside. But that's kind of where they're the most happy. Once you get down into the 50s, 50 Fahrenheit region, it's a little bit cold for them, but they can adapt. They're fine with that. And they can go into the 40s and stuff too. But the main problem is when it gets too warm. Okay, but we'll go into that a little bit later. I wanted to mention that right now. Again, my name is Dino the Dinosaur. We're doing a video today about bunny rabbits and having bunny rabbits as a pet. And as I said, they make very good pets. I'm doing this video sort of off the cuff. I don't have any script or anything like that. It's just all improv, as they say. By the way, if anybody out there is looking to hire a dinosaur stand-up comedian, I'm available. Just kidding. All right. Okay. Now, I had a picture here on my desk of a bunny rabbit. So let's click on that. Oh, there he is. There's a big bunny rabbit. Actually, he looks like a little guy. Found this on the internet. Now, he's not my bunny, by the way. Just found this picture on the internet. But see, where should I start now? First thing to know about a bunny rabbit. Bunny rabbits are not for everybody. Okay. Basically, for instance, if you have kids that are under the age of, say, 6 or so, that's kind of young for a bunny rabbit. And actually, unfortunately, bunny rabbits sort of wind up as pets for very, very young children under the age of 6 and 5. And it's not really ideal unless your child is very, very mature, because of the way that bunny rabbits are. They're kind of quirky, and if anything kind of moves quickly around them or is unpredictable around them, they feel uncomfortable. So what small children tend to do is to tend to poke and put their arms out and fingers out at the bunny, And Bunny doesn't know what time basically the bunny doesn't, he can't really make sense of that. He thinks maybe there's some danger here, or something unpredictable. And bunnies don't like unpredictable things. Have you ever seen a bunny thump his rear leg? Thump, thump, thump. Yeah. That means that they're excited about something. Now, it could be they're excited because they're afraid, or something has scared them. That's usually why they thump like that. It can also mean that they're happy. Bunny rabbits can thump their rear legs if they're just kind of happy. Unless you're kind of really paying attention and listening around you, if your rabbit thumps, thump, thump, thump with his rear leg, you might not know what he's trying to say. But now rabbits have very good hearing, so they might hear something off in the distance that's scaring them, and that's why they're thumping. And then if you listen real carefully, you can hear yourself that something out there that is making a noise. Maybe it's a car or something, or a motorcycle or something that the bunny doesn't like, and that's why he's thumping. But just thought I'd mention that. So with small children, bunnies aren't ideal. It's sort of best for kids, I'd say over the age of 13. Yeah. Up until adults, up until like grandma and grandpa age. Bunnies are good for all those ages, as long as you know the important things to take care of your bunny rabbit, and the things to look out for. And of course, bunny rabbits, like humans, can run into health problems too, so you're going to have to worry about that too. But if you take the proper care of your bunny rabbit should live maybe 9, 10, 11, 12 years. Yeah. And have a happy bunny rabbit life. So now let's go through some things here. Where should I start about bunny rabbit? Okay. There's different kinds of bunny rabbits. There's let's pull up some pictures here. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm on a website here that has different pictures of different bunny rabbits, all different sizes, different breeds. There's American, sort of like a mid-sized breed. There's Californian. Those can get up to 12 pounds or so. That's a big white bunny rabbit. There's Dutch. Have you seen that black and white mixed color rabbits called Dutch? There's dwarf bunny rabbits, the real small ones. Real small bunnies like that. Little tiny bunnies can be, how should I put it, temperamental, hard to handle sometimes, real spunky. So you kind of, when you're picking a breed of bunny rabbit for a pet, you kind of want to pay attention to what kind of temperament that breed has, because it sort of varies between the breeds. Personally, I have a few bunny rabbits of my own, and I have different breeds, and they are all quite a bit different in the way they act and behave and their temperament. So let's see what else is on here. I'm actually on arba.net, the Arba website. Or Angora. Angora has a lot of fur. You gotta do a lot of work to constantly comb the bunny rabbit out. You know, high maintenance bunny, but could be very rewarding to have. Flemish Giant, those can get really big. Have you seen really, really big bunny rabbits? Called Flemish Giants. Let's see what else we have here. There's New Zealand bunny rabbits, sort of bigger to mid-sized bunnies. They tend to be white in color. Again, you can see all these different breeds. I'm on arba.net, a website here. Let's say you've chosen the bunny rabbit you want. The bunny rabbit seems to be comfortable when you're holding it. Seems to be sort of an instant love situation. You love the bunny rabbit, and the bunny rabbit seems to love you. But what's the first thing to do? First thing is to figure out how you're going to house the bunny rabbit, and where to house the bunny rabbit. Because the bunny rabbit needs a house too, so best place for the bunny rabbit is inside your house. Right, inside your house, not outside the house. Because outside the house there's many dangers, many dangers, not to mention the weather, which can really be drastic out in the outdoors. In your backyard, it could get very cold. Bunny rabbit can kind of deal with that if he can stay warm, but when it gets hot, anything over 85 Fahrenheit, it's very hot for a bunny rabbit. And if the bunny rabbit is in direct sunlight, that's very bad. So you need to shelter the bunny rabbit if he's outdoors. But the ideal place would be inside your house to house the bunny rabbit. And what you could do is get a nice cage for the bunny rabbit. Now the bunny rabbit's going to need some playtime, alright? You don't want to keep him inside the cage all day long. But I'm going to show you what kind of bunny rabbit cage I get, and maybe that'll work for you too. Let me get a picture here of it. Just a sec here. Okay, this is the one I have right here. A little picture up here. I think you can get them on eBay. You can get them at Petco, PetSmart, and sort of those pet stores. They're kind of hard to find now, believe it or not. You might have to go to eBay to get one, or somewhere else. But they're made by Super Pet. This is a picture of it right here. I'm looking at it on eBay. It's $79. It's a large cage. It's about I think about 20 some inches in width, and length it's going to be about 40 some inches, 48 inches I think. It gives a bunny enough room to move around. You want enough room for the bunny rabbit to move its limbs around, and during the time when it's in the cage, because it's going to be in that cage quite often, and presuming that you work or have a job or go to school or something, you might be away for a good part of the day, and only be able to exercise your bunny for an hour, 2 hours, or something like that, or hopefully longer. But whatever you can do is good. But he's going to be in that cage for a good part of the day, and you don't want something too small for him. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera over, because right behind you right now is one of my bunny rabbits. His name is Buster. He's a very little guy, very cute, and he is in one of these Super Pet cages right now. So I kind of want to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and turn turn the camera around so you can see him in his cage. So just one sec. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to show you the cage set up here for Buster. This is Buster the bunny. He's a little white bunny. Very cute. This is my Super Pet cage. So you can see it has a white wire top. At the bottom it's a plastic bin. Basically, it's a plastic all the way around, and on the bottom on the floor it's plastic too. So It's basically just a big bin, and this works nicely. And the wire cage comes off. The whole thing just pops right off. As you can see, there's a little door in the middle there that folds down, and he can walk out that way. As you can see here, I have a water bottle hooked onto the side of the cage here. You always want to keep your water full. You don't want to run out of water for your bunny, so when you come home from school or come home from work, you don't want to find that your water bottle is empty of water. You always want to make sure he has enough for the day to get through the day, or however long you're going to be gone. You don't want to run out of water, but bunnies need water 24/7. So, okay, remember that. Now, Buster's cleaning himself right now. Bunnies do that a lot. They like to clean themselves, and they're very cleanly animals. See, one of the things I like about bunnies is that they're very clean. And when it comes to going to the bathroom, what I have in the corner of the cage over there is a litter box. Okay, it's called a open litter pan, and you can get it at Petco or PetSmart or Walmart or Target or any kind of store like that. It's about $5. It's made of kind of a rubbery material. If you use a litter pan that is made out of plastic, they might chew away at that. So I recommend more of a Rubbermaid type material, which is what this is. It's not too fun for them to chew on. So in that litter pan, I'm going to put wood stove pellets as litter. Believe it or not, that works real well. I don't know if you have a wood stove at home, but wood stove pellets, which you can get at Walmart or Home Depot and many other places, for about $5 or $6 a bag for a very large bag, which is going to last you a while for one bunny. You're going to put that in the litter box, and it works as a great absorbent material for the urine, and it's going to collect the poops. So you want to change that every 2 days or so. Some people change it every day, and that's fine. I tend to change mine about every 2 or 3 days. You'll kind of know when to change it and when it needs to be changed, you know. But again, they're called wood stove pellets. And when you're buying wood stove pellets, you want to make sure that there's no I forget the name for it, incendiaries in it. I'll put a little notation on my video here as to what it's called. But basically, chemical materials that they put in there to make the wood stove pellets fire up, get on fire, and fire up in the wood stove. You don't want that stuff in there, okay? Because that will harm the bunny. All right. You just want plain wood stove pellets. All right. So make sure you check the bag of the wood stove pellets that you get to make sure that they're just plain. That's all. There's no extra ingredients in there. Okay. So I fill that litter pan about halfway, I guess. And if you're going to change it every day, then you could probably get away with filling it about a quarter of the way up. You know, about 1/4. Okay. I fill mine about halfway, and I expect that to last 2 or 3 days or so. Okay. And then I change it again. Now, wood stove pellets you can basically only get in wintertime, right? So that means you're going to have to stock up for the year. All right. I have 8 bunnies, see, and I use wood stove pellets and a litter pan for each one of my bunnies. So I have to stock up on my wood stove pellets during wintertime, because you can't find them after about mid-spring or so, or maybe even earlier than that. You can't buy them anymore. You got to wait till next winter till they get the shipments in again at Walmart and places like that. So I stock up for the year. Okay, so for one bunny, you might want to stock up a few bags, maybe quite a few bags for a year. But it's really a cheap way to go. For a litter, it works nicely. You don't want to use things like pine wood shavings for litter. Don't use that. Don't put other materials in the cage like some of the other stuff that you'll see on the market. Don't put that in there. This is a really good setup. It's what you want. Again, this cage has a plastic bottom. You'll see cages out there that have a wire mesh bottom on them. Those can be harmful to the bunny rabbit's feet, especially after some time goes by, after they've been on that for a long time. And you'll notice those cages, the purpose of the cage is that they can walk on it, and when they poop, the poop goes down into a tray at the bottom, right? And you just clean the tray. Okay, well, it's not really ideal because it's an uncomfortable flooring for that bunny to be on. Okay, and it can be harmful to their feet. If you have to go that route, please put a piece of carpet or a piece of cardboard or a piece of wood or something where they can get off of that wire mesh floor. They can get their feet off of there during the day when they want to lay down or step on something that's other than that wire. Because if all they have is that wire mesh to stand on, that's very uncomfortable for them, and it can lead to long-term damage of their feet. So it's important. I like these Super Pet cages. They're about $79 or so. I would make sure to have only one cage per bunny. If you're going to put 2 bunnies in a cage, make sure they're friends, because you have to make sure that the bunnies are already familiar with each other. You don't want to put 2 foreign bunnies who've never met each other in a cage together. That's just not very wise to do. They may begin fighting right away, and you don't want rabbits who are fighting. That's what rabbits that don't know each other, when you put them together, they will start fighting with one another. They're not going to be instant friends. It takes them a little while to get to know each other. Even though they are lovable animals, they just don't know the other bunny yet. And their way of kind of getting to know each other is to fight. And when rabbits fight, they can really hurt each other. Their claws can damage their delicate skin, and now if you put 2 bunnies together that don't know each other in a cage, you could have a very seriously injured bunny and a very high bill at the vet now to fix the bunny. So make sure you only put 1 bunny in a cage. If you're going to put more than 1 bunny in there, make sure that they're very well familiar with each other and they know each other. Okay, and that there's plenty of room. See this cage you really want. See Buster, as you can see, is kind of a smaller bunny. To put another bunny in this cage same size really isn't ideal, but it may be what you have to work with. As long as they get out during the daytime and get some playtime, it may work. And they could use the same litter box. Those are some things to think about, but I just wanted to show you my Super Pet cage and how I have things set up here. Again, the wood stove pellets are what I use for litter. Okay, get that at Walmart. Make sure you have a water bottle on the side here, and sometimes you'll see water bowls. You can put a water bowl in there too, and that's okay. But the thing I like about water bottles is that it keeps any kind of bacterial stuff or dirt and stuff like that out of the water. You know what I mean? If you have a water bowl in there, it's going to collect dirt and bacteria and things like that. This, I'm assured that water is always clean. Okay, from the minute I put it in there, it's clean. See, so Buster is relaxing right now, as you see. Very chill bunny. And later I'll take him out of the cage and I'll show him to you a little bit. Okay, but since the bunny is in the cage quite a few hours during the day, Buster might get only an hour or so, because I do have other bunnies. You might get only an hour or so of playtime a day, and where you let your bunny play is going to be important too, because when the bunny's in the house like this, which I said was ideal to have him in the house, you're going to have to decide on where you're going to let him play. Now, it's got to be a safe place where he plays. For my bunny here, he plays in my room here, but then you got to make sure that he can't get into any trouble. See, you don't want any electrical cords laying around or anything that he can bite into where he would get hurt. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I just had the camera pointed the other way because I was showing you the super pet cage I have for my bunny, Buster. Sort of to recap here about what we've been talking about. We talked about different breeds of bunny rabbits, and that when you get a bunny rabbit, you're going to want to have to. You're kind of going to want to know about the breed that you're getting. The little tiny bunnies, the little small little ones, the dwarfs and things like that tend to be real temperamental. So it's hard for smaller kids to hold those bunnies sometimes. It would be important to socialize a little bit with the bunny before you actually bring the bunny home, so that you have an idea about what that bunny's like, and find out from the person you're getting the bunny from as much as you can about that bunny and its behaviors and stuff like that. I recommend getting a bunny from your local SPCA, okay, because they tend to have a lot of bunnies there, and that's the first place you want to go to get a bunny. You don't want to go to a pet store, or I'm not saying that you can't get a bunny there, but I think the first stop would be to go to an SPCA, your local SPCA, to see if they have buddies there. The main thing to do would be to make sure, first of all, as we talked about before, that a bunny is right for you. Bunnies aren't right for everybody, okay? Very, very, very small children, I don't recommend, all right? You want to make sure that the bunny that you're picking out is going to be right for you too. And you'll know that by holding the bunny, finding out information from the person who is caring for the bunny currently, and just kind of your best instincts about what this bunny's like, you know, when you're holding it and socializing with it a little bit. The next important thing that we talked about is the housing for the bunny, how you're going to house him, and we talked about how it's important to have the bunny indoors, not outdoors. Some places get very, very hot, okay? And another reason why you don't want your bunny outdoors is because that bunny is going to be subjected to many threats, you know? There's coyotes and dogs and cats and things like that could get to your bunny. Maybe skunks or possum or anything like that could be a predator to a rabbit. Matter of fact, birds are also predators of bunnies too. So if you have a bunny outside playing out in the backyard and it's a smaller bunny, there's a big hawk or something that could come down, or an owl that could come down and pick the bunny up and fly off with it quicker than you could even react. So that's a good reason to be very, very wary about the outdoors for your bunnies. It's really best to have a roof over your bunny's head, the same roof that you have. In other words, inside your house. Okay. Now, there is a website here. Let me go to that real quick. It's called the House Rabbit Society. Have you heard of that? Let's see if I can find it here. I'll go to it right here. House Rabbit Society. Basically, this is an organization that wants to get the message out that living with your rabbit in the house is the best way to go, and it's the best way to go for many, many reasons. Okay, the health reasons of your bunny, a bunny that's living with you and is going to be around you during the day is going to be a happier bunny. Okay, a bunny that's tucked away in the backyard is a forgotten bunny. It really is. You know, hours and days will pass, and it's going to be out there alone. Even if it's with another bunny, which would be better, but the website here is rabbit.org, Okay, I recommend going there and learning all you can. Gosh, there's just so much here um, from how to properly house your bunny and grooming and handling. That's important. You know you have to groom your bunny rabbit? Yeah. And some of these real furry bunny rabbits, like Angoras, they need extra special grooming. But I use a certain kind of brush on my bunny rabbits to brush out the fur, because bunnies will shed 2 or 3 times during the year. Sometimes they'll shed more than other times, and you need to get that fur off of them, that loose fur off of them when they're shedding, because what happens is they're always licking their fur, right, to clean themselves. They'll actually ingest some of the fur when it's falling off like that and shedding, and it gets into their tummies. And when the fur gets in their tummies, it can cause a lot of digestive problems. See, so you really want to comb your bunnies out during the shedding. When your bunny is shedding, you want to comb him out every day. Okay. And I have a certain brush that I use for that. I'll show you that when I can find it here. But yeah, the website is rabbit.org. So much information on here. So we talked about, so go here and learn what you can. And there's many other websites out there too. Some of the ones I like are poisonous plants. That's another thing about the backyard too. Is if you have your bunny out there, he could eat poisonous plants, and some things are poisonous to bunnies that you might not know about. So not only are you worried that maybe some hawk or eagle or owl is going to snatch him from above, and it might be too hot outside too, and now you got plants out there that he could be nibbling at that are poisonous. See, there's so much. So even if you had your bunny indoors, for instance, living indoors, but you exercise the bunny outside, that could still pose dangers, even though the bunny's not living outside, and you're putting him outside to, for instance, in the backyard to get exercise. Be very wary about that. There are many dangers out there. Okay. So basically, the hardest part about owning a bunny is getting the bunny proper exercise. It really is the hardest part. What you can do is get some tall metal pens, X pens, I guess they're called, and you could set those up, for instance, in your kitchen or someplace safe in your house, to where they could walk around in the pen. They could move around in the pen, and that would be a bigger area than the cage. See, okay? But if you're going to have them outside playing, make sure it's only one rabbit at a time, and that you're there full time with the rabbit. Okay. And that there are no poisonous plants in your backyard that would be poisonous to the bunny if he ate them. See, you want to be there, and you want to be there the whole time. See, babysitting the bunny. So keep in mind the dangers. One of the nice things about having a bunny living indoors with you in the house is that this does extend the life of the bunny. You know, the average lifespan of a bunny who is kept outside is about 6 years. Only 6 years, 5 or 6 years, maybe even a little less than that. The average lifespan of a bunny who is living indoors inside the house is up to 9 or 10 years. See the difference there? So that's why I'm really an advocate of having your bunny living indoors with you. And that's what you want anyway. You got the bunny, you got the pet to socialize with him and to be your friend. You want the bunny to be your friend. Not just some animal you're feeding every day and sitting in the corner of a cage, right? I mentioned before that rabbits are very lovable and very smart and very playful. And the more time you spend with your bunny, the more time you will find that they are very, very rewarding animals to have. Very, very rewarding. You will be blown away how smart they are, really. But that it does take some effort. It does take some effort. What you get out is what you put in. So the more you put in, the more you'll get out. And But bunny rabbit's a very rewarding pet to have, and it doesn't take too much more work to take care of 2 bunny rabbits than 1 bunny rabbit. So, as a matter of fact, 2 bunny rabbits, they could become friends, and they could become bonded bunny rabbits. Bonded as best friends together, and that could be a very rewarding situation too, because if you're going at work during the day or school, the 2 bunnies can, keep each other company, not be so lonely. There's so much information about bunnies that I would like to share with you, but I have to keep my video kind of at a reasonable length. But some of the other things I wanted to talk about was little guy. Some of the other things I wanted to talk about was feeding your bunny. Okay, what do bunny rabbits eat? Okay. Go to rabbit.org. We'll explain the proper diet for a bunny. Basically, in a nutshell, for a very small bunny rabbit under, say, age 3 months or so, under 3 months, you want to feed him alfalfa hay, okay? Alfalfa hay and pellets. Not wood stove pellets, get me right, okay? We talked about that. No, not wood stove pellets. What I mean is rabbit pellets, rabbit feed. And what I use is Purina. I use Purina Complete. It's called Purina Complete. It doesn't have any of those little other pieces of food in it. You just want the plain pellets, not the stuff where it has corn and stuff in there like that. You don't want that. Just the plain pellets. I use Purina Complete. I get 50-pound bags of that at the pet store. Actually, it's a feed store. For about $15, and that large bag lasts me a long time. Okay. On rabbit.org, it will explain how much pellets you give your bunny. Okay, you don't want to give an unlimited amount of pellets to the bunny because those are very high in fat. Okay. You don't want your bunny getting obese. Okay. So basically, what I feed my bunnies is about a half a cup. Not even that, I would say about a quarter cup of pellets a day. Depending on the size of the bunny, I have some larger bunnies where I'm going to feed them a little bit more. But basically, if you were to grab in your hand, if you have a large hand, and you were to grab in your hand all the pellets you could, it would be about maybe a quarter cup or something like that. Less than half a cup. That would be what you would feed your bunny per day. And I feed my bunnies all at the same time during the day. So at noon, I give them the pellets. Okay. And then at nighttime, let's say about midnight. But you can do it however you want to do it, whatever hours you want. But I'm just telling you what I do. And at nighttime, I feed my bunnies. That's kind of treat time. So what I feed them at midnight is lettuce, carrots, okay, and they really like that. Now, as far as the lettuce goes, you want to give them maybe just a couple pieces of romaine lettuce. You don't want to give them regular head lettuce that you would find in the store. You don't want that, okay? Because it has no nutritional value whatsoever. You want romaine lettuce, right? There are other greens that you can feed your bunny, and you'll find those on rabbit.org, among other websites out there. I'll give you the website that I have, that I use, I have my own little website where I've accumulated a lot of other websites that have information on them. It's called rabbithelp.com, and that's my own little website, rabbithelp.com. And I have a lot of links on there to rabbit sites such as rabbit.org where you can learn about the proper diet for a bunny. Okay. And I give along with that romaine lettuce, I give a piece of carrot. Okay. And then again, so then the next day at noontime again, I'm going to feed them the pellets again. Now, In the cages, you want to have hay at all times, because this is sort of the main staple for a bunny rabbit. Okay, you want hay, and they're not horse hay. Okay, the kind of hay you want is called Timothy hay. Okay, now if you go to your feed store, they're going to know what that is. Okay, you can save a lot of money by buying bales of Timothy hay rather than going to the pet store and getting a small bag for $9. You can go to a feed store, assuming that you have some way to transport this bale of hay home. That's what I do. For about $20, you can get a huge bale of Timothy hay. You want to make sure that the bunnies have unlimited Timothy hay in their cages, unlimited that they can chew on during the day. It's good for their teeth. That's how they keep their teeth worn down, okay? Because their teeth are always growing. As I mentioned, for very, very small bunnies, you want alfalfa hay, okay? And once they get to about 3 or 4 months, you're going to switch over to Timothy hay. And for the very, very small bunnies, you're going to give them unlimited pellets, okay? Unlimited pellets. Now, the pellets I use, as I mentioned, are the Purina Complete. There's other brands out there. I do use alfalfa pellets. In other words, they're not. They also make Timothy pellets. Mine are sort of alfalfa based. Okay. But the main takeaway message from this is don't feed them too much pellets. They will just get fat and leads to health problems for bunnies. So I'm going to take a short break. Okay, I'm going to come back a little bit and we're going to talk about some other important things, and then we'll wrap up our video for today about bunny rabbits as pets. This is Dino the Dinosaur. Be right back. Okay, Dino here. I'm back. As you can see, I have Buster with me here. Wanted to show you Buster. I told you I would take him out, and I did. There he is. Say hi, Buster. Say hello. He's kind of shy, I guess. Wanted to mention a few more things. As you can see right now, how I'm holding the bunny rabbit. See how I'm supporting his underside. You never want to hold a bunny by his delicate ears. Don't ever do that. You'll see some people talk about picking a bunny up by the scruff of the neck. It's not really safe either, unless you really know what you're doing. Don't do that. Okay. You want to support their underbelly. See, on a bunny rabbit, the legs are the most powerful part of the rabbit. The legs. Okay. So when you're holding the rabbit, you want to support the rear legs. Okay. And just support the whole bunny on your on your chest or tummy, or and use your arms to hold him close to you, and that's what you want to do. See, and he's not going anywhere, so he's comfortable. So always be careful about how you pick up a bunny, how you're holding the bunny. Learn as much as you can on the internet about that, and go to rabbit.org. Okay, it's very important that you do that, because if you support a bunny in the wrong way, or you pick them up in an awkward manner, then the bunny may get loose on you and drop down to the floor and be injured. Okay, and it's really, bunnies are really delicate animals, actually. So one thing to think about. Okay. Another thing I wanted to bring up was let's see here. The brush I use to brush my bunny. It's called a Zoom Groom. There are, I believe it's for cats. It has a picture of a cat on it. See here? It's called a Zoom Groom, and it has rubber things on the end, and I can groom the bunny with this. It will collect all the fur and the rubber things here. See? I'll show you. Kind of comb him real delicately. Okay. See? Like that. You're gonna groom back like that, real delicate. See, like that. Okay. Now there's some metal brushes and stuff on the market. You'll see you're going to use a metal brush, make sure you're very careful with the bunny rabbit because they have very delicate skin, very delicate and thin skin. So you want to be very careful when you're grooming the bunny rabbit. Okay. All right. Now, another thing I wanted to show you was, oh yeah, my nail clippers. Hold on. All right. See these right here? These are my nail clippers for bunnies. And you can get these at the pet store. And yes, you do have to trim the nails on your bunny. See, if your bunny was out, in the wild, if it was a wild bunny, their nails would get trimmed on their own because they're always clawing at things and in the ground or digging all the time. Okay? But since we have a bunny at home, a home bunny, okay, domesticized rabbit, you need to trim his nails on a regular basis. I would say at least once a month or so, to make sure the nails don't get too long. Now, trimming nails on a bunny takes some time to get comfortable with, and some bunnies aren't very happy about having it done on them. But you don't want to let the nails grow too long because it's a health issue. It's not good for their little they can't walk properly when the nails are too long, etc. So you could have your vet show you how to properly cut the nails, and you don't want to cut them too short. Okay, you don't want to go into the cuticle area there because you'll cause bleeding, and you got to stop the bleeding. So when you cut the nails, make sure you don't cut them too short. Again, have your veterinarian show you how to do it. Okay. Speaking of veterinarians, did you know that there are rabbit vets out there that specialize in mainly rabbits? And they're very good at what they do, and they're very hard to find too. So when your rabbit needs a vet, the best vet to get your bunny to is a rabbit vet. And you could go on the internet to find out. Check my website out at rabbithelp.com about how to find a rabbit vet in your area. The thing is with veterinarians, a lot of veterinarians don't know much at all about rabbits, and rabbits are a specialized animal that require a certain specialized care. Okay, so a veterinarian may say, okay, well, we can treat the bunny, but meanwhile, they don't really know 100% what they're doing. Okay, so that's why you really want to get a rabbit vet, a real rabbit vet, if your bunny ever has a health issue or you need to take him to a vet. One of the big health issues to look out for is when your bunny stops, if he stops eating and drinking, if he stops pooping. Okay, these are big concerns where you need to get the bunny to a vet right away. Okay, so learn as much as you can about rabbit health. There's so much to learn, to know. It just takes time. Okay, once you get your first bunny, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot more than I have put in my video here. Believe me, you're going to learn a ton. I've only touched the surface on some of these things. But yeah, hold your bunny rabbit properly, nice securely from the bottom. As you can see, I'm supporting him with both hands. He's resting against my chest. Your bunny rabbit's going to require grooming, including cutting the nails. Okay. Proper feeding. Okay. Not overfeeding. Not giving too much treats. Rabbits love banana. Okay. If you give banana, make sure it's a very, very thin slice. Okay. It's a treat only. It's like chocolate to a bunny rabbit. Okay. Be careful about what you feed your bunny. You never feed your bunny rabbit things like crackers or with stuff that humans would eat. Don't do that. Keep your bunny rabbits cool. It's very important. The noise that you hear in the background right now is actually my air conditioner going. because my room is getting a little bit warm in here, so I put that on. So I'm trying to talk a little bit louder here. But Buster loves the air conditioner. See, proper housing for a bunny. Proper housing is to have the bunny rabbit in your house. Okay, and then finding a way to make sure that you can exercise him properly, whether it's in a pen on your kitchen floor, or if you're going to exercise him in the backyard, make sure you're there like a hawk. I mean, literally like a hawk, watching him the whole time, so he doesn't get into trouble, and so nothing finds him. And you don't want your bunny rabbit being any kind of dangers from the outdoors. So preferably, you're going to exercise your bunny within your house somehow. And you want to keep him away from electrical cords, electrical outlets, anything that could be of danger. Keep them away from furniture, because they will bite on furniture. Okay. Get a bunny rabbit veterinarian in your area, and schedule your bunny for an initial checkup, so he or she can look the bunny rabbit over, and you can establish some rapport and so forth with your vet, because you'll want to have your bunny seen by the vet once every year or two. There's a lot to know in the proper care of a bunny rabbit, but they're so rewarding to have that you will feel blessed to have a bunny rabbit, believe me. Signing off, it's me, Dino the Dinosaur, and Buster the Bunny Rabbit, saying thank you for watching my video, and happy bunny times.